Hello again. Right, another quick video for you, this time about fretboard slotting. Now everyone's probably got their own version of how this is supposed to be done. You've obviously got the fine but quite expensive tool that you can get from Stuart McDonald, and the suspiciously similar version that you can get from Crimson Guitars here in the UK. But this is my version, which is as cheap and janky as it gets. All this is a pair of spring-loaded roller door catches with the top bit ground off, and they just butt up against a little bit of aluminium angle, and there's just some pieces of hardwood that are shaped just to hold it all together. And you can see the jig I've got here, which is dead simple, just two pieces of MDF. One piece on top, one down the middle. I use this exact same system for radius in the fretboard. I'll throw a little time-lapse video on there at the end of this for you. And all this does is it just slides down the middle, and by and large you can position it bang on where the slot line needs to be. I'll print out the fret positioning on self-adhesive inkjet printable vinyl, and I stick that down on the surface, and I basically, you'll see this in the time lapse, you'll see exactly how I do it. And cutting by hand, I'd say probably about as accurate as you're going to get. The saw I use is this, which is a very nice Japanese pull saw, tenon saw specifically, as in it's got like the reinforced tenon stiffening bar up at the top. Very nice pieces of kit, these pull saws. This is a good one. It came from Japan. It's a proper one. It wasn't that expensive though, only about 30 quid. But I even have a cheap one. This is one I got from Lidl, a local supermarket, and it cost me about £7. It's as cheap as they get. And believe it or not, this is actually perfectly fine. It does a perfectly good job. In fact, it actually cuts a slightly thinner slot than this one. It's actually got a slightly finer kerf on it. You need a kerf or a blade cutting width of about 0.6 of a millimetre for a really nice tight fret slot. And this does the trick. I used it before I bought this. But you can't go wrong with having a good set of pull saws. And yeah, that's all there is to it. I mean, you can see on the end here I've got a couple of extra holes, and all that basically lets me do is, and I use this for doing my fan fret design, it just gives you the option of being able to angle the pressure, so you can place it on the jig at an angle and use it for cutting multi-scale fretboards as well. It's a lot more fiddly, you have to be a lot more careful with it, but it does work. And yeah, that's all there is to it. This is all stuff you can get from your local DIY store, which is exactly what I did. The wooden support pieces are just bits of scrap sapele that I had left over from the first guitar project I did. And it does the job. Hang on, I'll just stick this on the tripod. I'll pop it into the... I'll pop the saw in there and just have a quick look at how it works. So it just slides in there, holds the blade nice and rigid right up against the aluminium angle fence, and all you have to do there you go, easy as that.